Hello, and welcome to Chapter 5.3 on solving word problems with percents and percentiles. In the previous video, we learned how to find the z-scores from percents and percentiles. And here's why we needed to learn how to do that. Let's say that you're given a mean score of 73 and a standard deviation of 11, and you want to find the 8th percentile. Well, there's a formula to find that. It goes z-score times standard deviation plus mean. Let's give it a try. Example 1. Mean is 73, standard is 11. Find the 8th percentile. So the very first step is to find the z-score for 8%. For 8%. All right, 8% is the same as saying 0.0800. And if you look that up, the z-score for 0.0800 is negative 1.41. All right. Now that that's done, we can now use our formula, which goes z-score times standard deviation plus the mean. We'll just put it all in at once. So doing that, we're going to do negative 1.41 times the standard deviation, which I have to tell you, it's 11, plus the mean, which I also have to tell you, is 73. And if you put it in the calculator, you get 57.5. Okay, well, let's do the same thing for 32%. 32% is the same as 0.3200. And the z-score for 0.3200 is negative 0.47. Let's use the same formula and see what happens. So we're going to do negative 0.47 times 11 plus 73. And that is equal to 67.8. All right, next up is finding the 60th percentile. Okay. Well, the 60 percentile does that. It keeps doing that. All right, the 60, that's equal to 0.6000. And if you look that up on the middle of the chart, the z-score is 0.25. Oh, okay. So now we can use our formula. So 0.25 times 11 plus 73. And that's equal to 75.8. All right, now 94%. So 94% is equal to 0.9400. And the z-score for 0.9400 is equal to 1.56. So now we're going to do 1.56 times 11 plus 73. And that's equal to 90.2. And that's how you do it. Let's do a few more. All right, the mean rainfall is 120 centimeters with a standard of 17. Find the 11th percentile. Well, if you look it up, the z-score for 11th percentile is, is negative 1.23. Once you have that, we can multiply the standard deviation and add the mean. So that means negative 1.23 times 17 plus 120. And that's equal to 99.1. All right, next up is first quartile. Remember, first quartile means 25%. And if you look that up on the chart, the z-score is going to equal to negative 0.67. Once you have that, we can do negative 0.67 times 17 plus 120. That's equal to 108.6. Next is the 65 percentile. The z-score for 65% is 0.39. So then we're going to do 0.39 times 17 plus 120. And that's equal to 126.6. 126.6. All right, third quartile is 75%, and the z-score for 0.7500 is 0.67. But once again, same exact formula. 0.67 times 17 plus 120, that's equal to 131.4. And then the z-score for 88% is equal to 1.18. Once again, we're going to do 1.18 times 17 plus 120. And that is equal to 140.1. All right, very good. So we're pretty good on percentiles. But what about percents? Okay, the mean wait time at a red light is 150 seconds, and the standard deviation is 28 seconds. Find the bottom 15%. Well, remember, don't forget your keywords. For 15%, the z-score is equal to, let's look that up, negative 1.04. And now we can use our same formula. So it's going to go negative 1.04 times the standard, which is 28, plus the mean, which is 150. That's equal to 120.9. All right, next is the top 10%. Remember, 10% is the same as 0.1000. But top means we have to subtract from 1. So 1 minus 0.1000 is equal to 0.9000. And if you look it up, the z-score for 0.9000 is 1.28. Now we're ready for our formula. So it's going to go 1.28 times 28 plus 150. And that's equal to 185.8. Good. Well, next is the middle 95%. Well, for starters, 95% is the same as saying 0.9500. But when you do middle, that means we have to subtract from 1, then divide by 2. So 1 minus 0.9500 is equal to 0.0500. Then 0.0500 divided by 2 is equal to 0.0250. The next step is to look up 0.0250 on our chart, or as close as you can. And the z-score for that is going to equal to negative 1.96. But don't forget, if you ever do a middle question, you have to have two z-scores, negative and positive. So our z-scores are negative 1.96 and positive 1.96. We're going to have two answers. So here's what it looks like. First of all, negative 1.96 times 28 plus 150 is equal to 95.1. And then positive 1.96 times 28 plus 150 is equal to 204.9. So we have two answers for middle questions. All right, well, the mean salary of an instructor is $50,000 with a standard of $8,700. Find the bottom 1%. Well, the first step is to find the z-score for 1%. So that's going to be the same as 0.0100, and the z-score for that is equal to negative 2.33. Now we can use our formula. So negative 2.33 times 8,700 plus 50,000 is equal to 29,729. All right, very good. Next, they like us to find the top 2%. Well, 2% is the same as saying 0.0200. But because it says top, I'm going to have to subtract from 1, which gives us 0.9800. So then I have to look up 0.9800 on our chart. And for 9800, the z-score is equal to 2.05. Now we can go to our formula. So 2.05 times 8,700 plus 50,000 equals to 67,835. All right, excellent. And finally, we're going to do the middle 60%. First of all, 60% is the same as saying 0.6,000. But for middle, we have to do two things. We have to subtract from 1 and divide 2. So 1 minus 0.6,000 is 0.4,000. Then 0.4,000 divide 2 is 0.2,000. We're now going to have to look up 0.2,000 on our chart. And if you do, our z-score is going to equal to negative 0.84 and positive 0.84. Because middle will always have two z-scores, negative and positive. As such, we're going to have two answers. All right, so first we're going to do negative 0.84 times 8,700 plus 50,000. And that is equal to 42,692. Next, we shall do positive 0.84 times 8,700 plus 50,000. And that's equal to 57,308. So that concludes all the material that we're going to learn for Chapter 5. That also concludes all the material that will be tested on Test 2. I'm gonna open Test 2 probably Tuesday morning. So a little bit earlier, so you have extra time to do that. I will post a review on Monday on what to look for and what to study for Test 2, so you'll know what to do. Anyway, if you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great weekend.